you going to be visiting the border when you head down to Mexico?
That's my intention. We're working out the details now.
What would you like to see when you go to the border?
Peace and security. No, I'm going to see what's going on.
That was President Biden confirming his plans to visit the southern border during his visit to Mexico next week. This is the first time he has done so during his presidency and his entire political career. Joining me now, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. AG Paxton, good morning, and thank you so much for being here. Your reaction to that, and do you think that anything will change after Biden goes down to the border, or is this essentially a stunt because people have attacked him for not going, so now he'll be able to check a box and say, well, I went down there?
Well, good morning. Yeah, I hope it's not a stunt. I hope he actually goes and listens to mayors, elected officials, law enforcement, both federal and state, and also listens to people that actually live along the border so that he can hear what's actually going on. I hope that has an impact on his decisions because right now, quite clearly, he's not listening to the people on the border. Yeah, he mentioned peace and security, and that's not something that we're seeing down there. No. And we've had reporters all along the border this whole time. AG, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas calling on Congress to act and shore up more money. The border crisis continues to worsen. Here's what he said yesterday. Watch this.
There's no question that the number of encounters that we are experiencing at the border is straining our system. And this harkens back to the question you previously posed, which is we're operating within a system that is fundamentally broken. No one disagrees with that. We just can't seem to agree upon the solution, and a solution is long, long overdue. Within the broken immigration system that we are operating, we are managing the number of encounters, and we are prepared to address the end of Title 42. We've been preparing for this since well beyond last year.
AG Paxton, they're not addressing it, and they're not prepared. Your thoughts on what he had to say?
Well, look, they've sabotaged the system. They talk about it being broken. Yeah, it's never been perfect, but we can see under the Trump administration the numbers of illegal immigrants coming across the border and the amount of crime involved with that, whether it was drugs or human trafficking or other things, was at a much lower level than it is now. It's significantly worse. They've created this. They've done it on purpose. And the fact that they want more money, until they can figure out how to do it the right way, I wouldn't give them another dime until we know how they're going to use that money, because for all we know, they're just going to use this money to encourage more illegal immigration and more drug trafficking. Right. The understanding is the money that was allotted in the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill is for processing. It's not actually to shore up or secure the border in any way. Tiana.
So last year there were, 2.3 million crossings at the southern border, and if the current patterns hold, right, from the beginning of this fiscal year, that number will be closer to 3 million for the 2023 fiscal year. So if you're not in favor of any more funding for the border as under the Biden administration as it currently stands, is there any progress on reinstating those diplomatic deals, those safe third country deals, or will all of this be internal against the Biden administration in order to try and halt this influx?
Look, the problem here is the Biden administration changing policies, not enforcing federal laws that relates to immigration, whether it was what the Trump administration was doing with the asylum program, which was called Remain in Mexico, which we're still in legal fight with them over, whether it's Title 42, whether it's stopping, catch, and release, whether it was building the walls, everything that worked, they seem to move away from, which tells you they don't want to enforce immigration policy. They want people to come here, and they made it very clear from day one when he said, we're not deporting anybody. And clearly people got the message, and they're continuing to get the message. So until the Biden administration starts enforcing federal law and starts telling the world, hey, we're not letting you in here just because you come to the border, you have to have a legal reason for being here.
Yeah, and Mayorkas said they're managing the encounters, but you can see there that it's still pretty substantial. And it's a situation that this country really needs to get under control. Attorney General, you've also joined a coalition with Utah and Indiana in preventing corporate activists at Vanguard from raising energy costs. I wanted to ask you about that more. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so we're concerned because they've joined this group called Net Zero Asset Managers with a goal of eliminating fossil fuels and all emissions by 2050. And they've said when they applied for this authority with FERC that they weren't going to try to influence public utility companies and their management or their pricing. And we're concerned that they are, given the fact that they have joined this group, and we're concerned that they are going to try to impact pricing policies and how these public utility companies operate. And that becomes a concern for all of us.
Attorney General Ken Paxton, always great to see you. We so appreciate your insight and your time this morning.